as the conventional milling. Any doubt regarding climb milling, that is up milling and down milling? Yes, Sandra? Okay, thank you. So this is climbing. In climb milling, the cutter tends to seat the workpiece. So the clamping which is required may not be strong. We also discussed about the advantages of the climb milling. As I told you, conventional milling is called as the up milling and climb milling is called as the down milling. So conventional milling is up milling, that you have to remember properly, and climb milling is nothing but the down milling. These are the various cutters now. The very first and commonly used popular cutter is end mill. So end mill is available in 2 flute, 4 flute construction, and the material also varies from medium carbon steel, high carbon steel, carbide, coated, etc. High speed end mills are generally used on the CNC machines and which are made out of carbide. Cutting speeds which are employed ranges from 100 meters minute to 250 meters per minute, depending upon the depth of cut and the finish you require. That is, if you want a higher finish, then you need to go for higher cutting speed, and obviously the depth of cut will be less. Carbide end mills, again, it can be completely solid carbide end mill or it can be just coated end mills. Cost of the coated end mill is less as compared to the solid carbide, because when I say solid carbide, that means the complete body is made out of carbide, and carbide is generally tungsten carbide, titanium carbide. And when I say coating, that means the body is made out of high speed steel and there is a coating of carbide. Usually the coating is of the order of 5 microns to 10 microns maximum, and it enhances the tool life as well as you can employ more cutting speeds and feed rates. These coatings are provided by PVD and CVD, that is physical vapor deposition and chemical vapor deposition. These are the two techniques which are used for coating. So this is an option to reduce the cost. Balzara Tools from Pune are the reputed coating tool manufacturers. Balzara. There are many now coating tool industries in Mumbai also. Even the small scale and medium scale industries, they have also set up the coating plant. These are the different operations which can be done on the milling machine. Again, the question can be asked for 5 marks or for 10 marks. Describe the various operations which can be done on milling machine. Now, by now you must have understood that these are the operations which are performed on vertical milling machine, because the spindle is vertical here. And this is end mill, and these are called the flutes. Like here you can see in this diagram, this is 2 flute cutter and this is 4 flute cutter. This is a ball end mill. Now this operation, the first operation is shoulder milling. This is called the shoulder, like अपना जो shoulder लेते हैं, that. So you get a bottom face and a vertical face pakka 90 degree in this operation. This is peripheral end milling. Peripheral end means the periphery of the cutter is used for cutting the profile. This is a slot milling operation. This is side milling operation. This is called as the bull nose cutter, which is used for generating the concave surfaces. And this particular operation is called as the keyway milling operation. There are different end mill forms, basically depending upon the surfaces to be milled. The two forms are ball nose end mill and bull nose end mill. Try to understand the difference between ball nose and bull nose cutter. In case of ball nose, the complete diameter is provided with the radius, and in case of bull nose, only the corners are provided with the radius. So this is the difference. This is your standard flat end mill. This is ball nose end mill. And this is bull nose. So in case of bull nose, the radius is given at the corner. In case of ball nose, the complete diameter is provided with the radius, and flat end mill, it is perfectly flat or sharp. These are the common types of end mills, that is 2 flute end mill, 3 flute end mill, roughing end mill, 4 flute end mill, etc. As I told, you have two types of milling, that is climb milling and another is down milling. So conventional milling is termed as the up milling. These are the codes, that is G41 and G42. These are the codes which are used in CNC. See now climb milling and conventional milling. So in case of conventional milling, the cutter will tend to lift the workpiece. So here the clamping has to be strong. Conventional milling is also called as the up milling. This is climb milling, also called as the down milling. So in down milling, the cutter will tend to sit the workpiece. So clamping requirement need not be strong. Milling cutter can fail because of the higher depth of cut, higher feed rate, higher cutting speed. All this will lead to excessive heat, abrasion, edges, cutting edges will get chipped off or will get crumbled. And once the edges, cutting edges becomes dull, then it will cause a lot of friction, will develop heat and will consume more power. The cutting edges also gets clogged because of the chips. If the chips are not blown away properly with the coolant. That's why it is very important that chips should be flushed away properly, and hence the coolant is required. The chips should not be embedded in the cutter. Again, there are some alignments which are necessary. Most of the alignments are factory set. Like in case of vertical milling machine, the vertical head should be pakka 90 degree to the table surface, or there is nothing like 0 0. You cannot have 0 0 in this universe. So it should be within 0.02 millimeter. Versatile milling machine, vertical milling machine is versatile, and you can do many operations. So most of the setups, workshops or machine shop, the use of vertical milling machine is common. So how to align the vertical head? So you need to hold a mandrel in the spindle, and with the help of the dial indicator you have to move up and down, and you have to check the deviations. It should not be more than 0.02 millimeter. Usually the vertical heads are factory set, but sometimes what happens, the accidents happens, the people dash the machine. So in that case, the alignment goes, and you need to realign. So either you can do it, or you can ask maintenance peoples to carry the maintenance, to carry the alignment, or the last option is you can call the manufacturer, you can call their service engineer to do the alignment. So this is the procedure to do the alignment. Vice is used to hold a workpiece on the milling machine, and vice face also has to be aligned. It should be parallel to the feed direction. So in this diagram you can see the holding devices for cutter. Just look or see carefully. collet is used to hold the end mill, and collet gives a good grip across the circumference. That is one advantage. Another advantage is the cutter becomes concentric to the spindle axis. That is the biggest advantage. So you don't have to true the cutter. Now you should not be confused. The collets are used to hold the cutters in case of milling machine, whereas in case of lathe machine, the collet is used for holding the workpiece or the round bar. Again, the collets can be round, can be square, can be hexagon. So it can hold round bar or hexagonal bar or square bar. In case of milling machine, again I am telling, the collet is used for holding the round cutters, majorly end mills. Spring collet, the meaning of spring collet is that it can accommodate, there is a hole here and this is made up of spring steel, that is EN47. It has a springing action, and suppose if you take or if you buy a 20 dia collet, 20 dia collet, then because of the springing action it can take variation of 1 mm. That is, if you take 20 mm dia collet, it can grip 19 to 20 mm cutter diameter or the shank diameter because of the springing action. There are another holders which are called as the solid collets, or it is also called as the side lock cutters. Why it is called the solid collet? Because there is no springing action. Here you can see the cuts on the diameter, and this gives the springing action, and also the material is spring steel, that is EN47. So you have another collet which is called the solid collet and which is not made up of spring steel. Solid collets are also called as the side lock holders. So you can see these are the two Allen screws. This is not called as the Allen cap screw. It can be called as a grub screw. It doesn't have any head, and this is a ground hole in which the cutter is inserted. A round cutter is inserted, and that round cutter has a flat. So on that flat, this grub screw is tightened up. So that the cutter doesn't fall down. So two grub screws are enough to lock or to clamp the cutter sufficiently. So solid collet provides good clamping. The cutter may be slightly out because there is small amount of clearance between the hole and the cutter diameter. Usually this is 0.05 oversize. Like suppose if the cutter diameter is 20, this hole size is around 20.02 or 20.03. So the cutter may be out by 20 microns or 25 microns. Another disadvantage is that it cannot take variations in the cutter diameter. Like here in spring collet, I said if I purchase the 20 dia collet, it can accommodate 19 to 21 mm ka variations, whereas solid collet can accommodate the same size. Like suppose if this is 20, then it can take only 20 mm. If you try to fix up the 19 dia cutter, then obviously there will be a clearance of 1 mm and your cutter will be out by 0.5 mm, 1 divided by 2. So your cutter will not be exactly in align with the axis of the spindle. It will be out by 0.5. So that is the disadvantages that side lock cutters or solid collets are used for the exact diameter of the cutter. How the collet is hold? There is something called the drawbar. So this is the collet which is threaded from the back side, and then you have a drawbar to be inserted, and this drawbar is to be inserted from the top and collet is to be inserted from down in the spindle. So the collet has threading here and drawbar also has a threading here. So this threading goes inside this collet and it holds the collet powerfully. And in the collet, as you know, the cutter is hold. And the purpose of spring collet or the round collet, spring collet, is to have a grip across the entire circumference. Then if you want to remove the cutter, again same procedure you have to adopt, that you have to loosen the drawbar and hold the collet carefully so that it doesn't fall on the workpiece table, because if it falls on the workpiece table or if you try to hold it by hand, your hand may get damaged or table may get damaged. Obviously the cutter cutting edges will also break. The most basic operation or preliminary operation is how to square and how to make the faces parallel of a block. So these are the steps, like you machine side one first. First, of course, you have to clean the vise, mount the vise, then align the vise properly. So this is the step number one. This is the workpiece which is hold here. So first you face this. Then in the second step, you take this workpiece over here, align it here, okay, and then mill this. Now what is happening? That this surface and this surface will be exactly 90 degree to each other. Then because you are already aligned this face, this is the fixed face of the vise, this is the fixed face of the vise, and this has been aligned properly. So obviously this face will be perpendicular to this. Now once this is machine, this is machine. Now coming to the third phase, we are doing machining from the top face. We are doing machining from the top face. So now this face will come exactly parallel to this because this is already machined, and this face will come 90 degree to this face. And then now the last surface. So here the reference is taken of this face and reference is taken of this face. Okay, so these two references has been taken. How to machine an angular surface? So there are two ways to machine the angular surface. Angular surface means how to machine the surfaces at an angle. So one way is you can tilt the head as shown in this diagram. Another way is you can tilt the vise for which you need a universal vice. So there are two ways. You can either tilt the head or you can tilt the vice. You can even do the drilling on the milling machine. This is a drill chuck which is shown and which goes inside the spindle. Be careful while mounting the drill chuck. You have to take a soft wood so that your cutter is not damaged, and very high degree of precaution is to be taken for clamping the workpieces, because your hand may get damaged or your tool also may get damaged. So you have to be you have to observe very high degree of discipline, because accident will happen once only, but it will cause damages to you. So you should be extremely careful. Another operations which can be done on the milling machine is slot cutting and keyway cutting. So there is a difference between slot and keyway. Usually the keyways are blind and it is of fixed width and length. It doesn't run through and through across the workpiece. Through and through means, let's say, suppose if this is 100 millimeter long workpiece, through and through means the keyway will run through. That is not called as the keyway, it is called as the slot. Keyway means if this is 100 long, keyway will be around 50 mm or 60 mm. Now, what will be the limitations? Keyway cannot have a square ends at both the sides. Whatever the cutter diameters, suppose if the cutter diameter is 20, you will get a radius of 10 at the end, whereas slots are through and through, so you will not get any radii at the ends. So from manufacturing or from machining point of view, slot milling is always fast or economical. And as you know, keyways are used to transmit the drives. That is, a keyway is machined on the shaft, and on the shaft a pulley is mounted, and in between pulley and the shaft, key is fixed so that there is no relative motion between the pulley and the shaft. Means if the shaft is rotating at 1000 rpm, the pulley will also rotate at 1000 rpm. There will not be any slippage. If you don't have key, then it may happen that shaft is rotating at 1000 rpm and pulley will rotate at 900 or less. Or it may happen that pulley may not rotate if it is free. If it is freely mounted, then even though the shaft is rotating, the pulley may remain stationary. And in order to transmit this drive positively, a key is inserted between shaft and pulley in order to prevent the slip. This is how keyway milling can be done. That is, you are holding a shaft in vise. The shaft is mounted on a V block and it is done with the help of an end mill. Only problem is here at the ends you will get the cutter radius. So accordingly you have to design the keys. The key will also have radius at both the ends, or you can have key length shorter. That is, you can subtract the radius from both the ends. Like suppose if the keyway length is 50 mm and if you are using 20 dia cutter, then 10 on both the sides. So you can have a key of 50 minus 20, that is 30, or 25 mm. Thank you, sir. Woodruff key is used for the alignment. We have seen the application of Woodruff key on lathe machine in tool pose when you have to align the tool center and the workpiece center. Woodruff keys are preferred. How to cut the Woodruff key? It can be cut with the help of a T-slot cutter, commonly called as a Woodruff cutter, or it is also called as the Woodruff key seat cutter. This is how a Woodruff cutter will look like. Either you can choose a vertical milling machine or horizontal milling machine, depending upon how you are going to mount the workpiece. Again, from examination point of view, the questions that can be asked are: describe the types of milling machines, describe the various operations which can be performed on milling machine, what are the different cutters which are used on the milling machines. Everything is included in this PPT. Another question which can be asked is, what are the different accessories which are used on the milling machine? Because next to lathe machine, the next popular machine is milling machine. Of course, lathe is called as mother of all machines because it can do turning, milling, grinding, drilling, slotting, gear cutting, almost all operation, obviously with the help of the attachment. Whereas on milling machine also you can perform various operations, but it has limitations like turning. You cannot perform on milling machine very easily. How to classify the different horizontal milling machines? It is based on manufacturing type, special type milling machines. Knee and column type milling machines are most commonly used in the workshops. And it looks like this. So have a look on this figure carefully. This is a cutter. This is a table. The cutter is mounted on a spindle which is called as the arbor. And since this arbor is horizontal, that's why it is called as the horizontal milling machine. This cutter is your shell end mill. Usually the installations of the horizontal milling machine is less as compared to the vertical milling machine, which are very popular and commonly used in all the workshops. There is something which I called you backlash eliminator that is used while doing down milling, because no doubt in down milling operations the cutter tends to seat the workpiece, so the clamping force required is less, but there is a tendency to pull the screw because of the backlash. And in order to reduce this backlash or eliminate, of course you cannot make backlash zero, you cannot have zero backlash, because if you have zero backlash, that is if there is no play between a screw and nut, there will not be any movement between the screw and nut, it gets locked. Zero backlash means. At the same time you should not have more backlash, because if the more backlash means the movement will be dugu dugu, isn't it? So you should have a proper backlash. The excessive backlash can be prevented by backlash eliminator, and this is a device for backlash eliminator which comes as an accessory which needs to be provided on milling machine, especially when down milling operation is performed. These are the different accessories like arbor, This is arbor. Arbor is used mostly on horizontal milling machine. These are called the adapters for mounting the cutters, face mill cutters. Adapters comes in two tapers, ISO 40, ISO 50. These are the commonly used tapers, or BT 40, that is British tapered, or BT 50. So depending upon the size of the machine, you have either BT 40 or BT 50. These are the sleeves which are generally used for the drill chuck. Like suppose if we have a drill chuck and it has some more taper, but if your milling machine spindle more taper is big, then how to bridge the gap? So that can be bridged by using sleeves. So sleeves act as an intermediate piece between your drill taper or drill chuck taper and the spindle taper. So you have to mount your drill chuck in the sleeve, and sleeve and drill chuck goes as a one piece inside the machine spindle. Collet, as I have told, is commonly used because it provides concentricity and a good grip on the circumference. This adapter comes as a modular pieces, that is, you have a taper as a standard piece on which you can mount different adapters as per the diameter of the cutters. Another accessories which can be used are vices. This is a plain vice. These are the slots which are provided for mounting on the table. A universal vice is used to carry the incline or angular machining, and this is the swivel base. Like swivel base, it can be rotated about one axis, that is say vertical axis. This is the swivel base, as against the universal vice can be rotated in all the three planes. Like look at this. Here the vice can be rotated about this axis. Then it has two more swelling bases, that is one is this and another is this. So all the three planes like XY, XZ and YZ, it can be rotated. So machining at any angle, not only at one angle but at two angles or at three angles, and simultaneously can be performed with the help of a universal vice. There are standard fixtures available in the market which are rotary tables, circular table, then standard XY table, and it has a tapped, drilled and tapped holes for clamping. Indexing and dividing head is the most important accessory which is used on the milling machine. And the purpose of indexing or dividing, as the name suggests, is to divide the periphery of the workpiece in equal portions. Like suppose if you want to cut four splines or four teeth, then you need to divide the workpiece at 90 degree. So it is 360 divided by the number of cuts. And there are again different types of the dividing head. So we will continue our journey in the next class. If you have any doubts, you please ask, or else we can stop. All right. Thank you so much. And I wish all of you a happy Dasera. I think tomorrow there is a holiday, so we won't have class. If you are willing, I can take. Just let me know. We want to keep a class tomorrow, Kendra? or you want to enjoy your Dasera, or you can let me know later on. Okay, no. ठीक है. Okay, no problem. Okay, thank you.
Thank you, sir.
Thank you, sir.
Thank you, sir.
Thank you, sir.